so going into your background, you were an overnight producer in Greenville, North Carolina, and then you wanted to go on air. You wanted to be a TV news reporter, and you hustled like no other person I've ever seen. I don't think I would even put the level of work that you that you did to get yourself to the position that you're in. A lot of people were saying that you we're doubtful of the producer to TV news reporter path, because for a good reason, because it's not often that a producer does become a TV news reporter. Like, producers will say like, oh yeah, I'm a producer for now, but I do want to become a TV news reporter. And a lot of them don't, which is sad, but that's just the reality. But you were able to do it. How were you able to do it? What do you think helped get you from overnight producer to now reporting? And yeah, basically that question.
Okay. Well, excuse me. The biggest thing is just keep going. Like, was doing overnight producing, and I would switch around different producing shifts too. So sometimes I would be producing weekends. So a lot of times it would be the overnight and the weekend. And so on weekends when I would be producing, I would produce the evening shows. So that means I would be producing the 6 o'clock and 10, 11 or whatever that time period is on the weekends. And so during the day, I would go and get a story. And then if I was doing the morning shift, overnight to morning shift, I would get off at around 7 a.m. and then I would take a nap maybe. And then I'd go throughout the day, kind of do whatever other reporter was doing. I'd be trying to go get a story. Now, it wouldn't be like as hard of stories as a lot of seasoned reporters do, but I would just do kind of community events. I would go out and just get used to talking to people, get used to interviewing with people, and kind of learning the ins and outs of the step-by-step what you have to do for each day as a reporter. As in, like, okay, so you have to know what your angle of the story. So for example, there was the GalaxyCon Nightmare Weekend by GalaxyCon this weekend, and it looked super cool, looked like a lot of fun. And when I got to interview somebody, I interviewed a cosplay actor, and I got a 5-minute interview, but you have to pick out certain sound bites. So during that interview, I've learned through my experience of reporting that I can be like, okay, I'll use that sound bite. That sentence sounds really good. And it's all started back from when I was completely on my own. I took my phone, I had my phone tripod, and I got a little mic from Amazon that you plugged into your phone and plugged into yourself. It wasn't even wireless. And so I would just stand there and practice, and I'd get interviews, and then I would cut it together. And so it's really cool to be able to see how I've grown through that, which is kind of like I just have to sit back and be like, oh, okay, because you're always your biggest critic, right? So you're not always thinking like, oh, you're as good as you may be. And then I remind myself, okay, well, I did start out doing absolutely not this. I was producing, and then I worked and I did exactly that. I just went and got stories. I edited it on my phone. I have iMovie or the Apple, whatever the other apps are for, where you can just
Final Cut Pro.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's super simple, especially because of the technology that we have, because of our iPhones. And you just kind of have to get your stuff out there. So post it on social media, reach out to people. I also reached out to, I don't know if you know her, so sure many have heard of her, Deborah Alfarone, and was kind of under her mentee mentor program. So I got to learn too from her, from other reporters, other anchors from across the country about what it means to be a reporter every day, as in not just like, okay, I'm a reporter, I have to go get the story. This is how you make a compelling story. This is how the good angles to get for visuals and stuff like that. So you really just have to go out of your way and contact people and work hard. It sometimes is very discouraging, especially when there are people around you that are just kind of wanting you to do where you're at now instead of helping push you forward. So just got to keep pushing and just don't give up. If it's what you want to do, do it. That's probably my biggest thing. And that may change though. That's too. So don't ever feel bad if you start working on something and that's your passion at one point and you get all this way And even if whether you get to where you want to or not, you still are working hard, and that's what matters. And it will be seen.